So, good morning. Today's topic is resistive transducers, continuation for yesterday's class. Okay. In yesterday's class, we have seen how the resistive transducer work. Means, in yesterday's class, we have seen the principle of resistive transducers. The principle of resistive transducers. So here, resistance R equal to rho L by A. Is it right? Resistance R equal to rho L by A, right? So, so resistivity of a material, resistivity of a material or resistance of a material vary with rho, L and A. Okay, since we have seen that R equal to R equal to R equal to rho L by A. Okay, rho L by A, right? So here rho is resistivity of a material. Rho is resistivity of a material. R equal to rho L by A. So therefore, R may vary if resistivity of a material varies, or length of the material varies, or area of the cross-sectional area of the material vary. If any one of these three constraints, rho, L and A, if any one of these constraints varies, then resistance varies. Resistance varies a lot. Okay. So, if I want to use a resistive transducer, then I have to bring changes in rho, L or A with respect to input. With respect to input. Okay. Means if area, if due to the input, if area, cross-section area of wire changes, then resistance will change. If due to input, if length of the material changes, then resistance changes. Due to input, if resistivity of the material changes, then resistance changes. Okay. So generally resistivity doesn't change with the uh, sorry, sorry. Generally, resistivity rho doesn't change at all. Okay, it may vary if there are some impurities added to the semiconductor, or if I bring a temperature changes, then only I have a chance to vary rho. Okay, otherwise it doesn't vary. Means rho will vary only if material is contaminated. Okay, for a given material, rho is constant, and it may vary sometimes with respect to temperature. If temperature is very much highly increased, then there may be a chance for resistivity rho to vary, and resistivity rho will definitely vary if I add any impurities to the material. Means if I contaminate the material, then also resistivity rho may vary. Okay, so the resistive transducers work on a principle R equal to rho L by A. R equal to rho L by A. And in the previous class, we have seen some uh, examples on how resistive transducers work. Okay. And in the last class, I have told you about measurement of liquid level by using resistive transducers, and measurement of displacement by using resistive transducers. Okay, so let us move on to types of resistive transducers which we are going to see in this unit. Okay, so here let us move on to a potentiometer, which is a resistive type instrument. Okay, generally this potentiometer sometimes called pot, sometimes called pot. Pot means potentiometer. Pot means potentiometer. Okay, so how this potentiometer will work? Generally potentiometers are of two types. Okay, first one is wire wound potentiometers. First one is wire wound potentiometers. Okay, wire wound wire wound potentiometers, right? And second one is continu continuous type potentiometers. Second one is continuous type potentiometers. Okay, and second classification is continuous type. Okay, third classification is continuous type potentiometers. Okay, in wire wound potentiometers or continuous potentiometers, what we'll do is we will take a mandrel. Okay, mandrel means base anamata. Okay, mandrel means base. You'll see this potentiometers in your NA lab. In your NA lab, you have seen these potentiometers. Okay, or in machines lab. So this is a mandrel, right? This is a mandrel. This is a mandrel on which a wire is wounded here. Okay, ఇలా మనకి ఒక వైర్ ని మనం చుడుతుంటామండి ఇలాగా. ఓకే, ఇలా మనం వైర్ ని చుడతాం అన్నమాట. రైట్, ఇలా మనం త్రూ అవుట్ ద పొటెన్షియోమీటర్స్ యూ కెన్ సీ హియర్. ఓకే, యూ కెన్ సీ హియర్ సైట్. ఇలా మనం టోటల్ వైర్ ని వూండ్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. వైర్ ని వూండ్ చేస్తాం. దిస్ కాల్డ్ వైర్ వూండ్ పొటెన్షియోమీటర్. దిస్ కాల్డ్ wire wound potentiometer, and there is a wiper here. Wiper means a sliding contact on the potentiometer. Okay, ఇక్కడ మనం పాజిటివ్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాము, ఇక్కడ నెగటివ్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాము, రైట్? సో హియర్ see here this wiper అంటే తెలుసు కదండి మీకు, పొటెన్షియోమీటర్ మీద ముందుకు వెనక్కి మనం జరుపుతూ ఉంటాం కదా. ఓకే, that is called wiper, right? So the position of wiper gives me the value of resistance. For example, if total length of this potentiometer is 10 centimeters, let us suppose, and the resistance is 10 kilo ohms, let us suppose. Okay, resistance is 10 kilo ohms, let us suppose, right? Then resistance per centimeter is equal to 1 kilo ohm. ఓకే, అంటే ఇప్పుడు నీ వైపర్ ని 1 సెంటీమీటర్ పొజిషన్ లో పెడితే ఇట్ విల్ యాడ్ 1 కిలోమీటర్ టు ద సర్క్యూట్. అదే ఇఫ్ ఐ పుట్ దిస్ పొటెన్షియోమీటర్ వైపర్ at the middle, then 5 kilo ohms will be added to the circuit. And if I put potentiometer wiper in the maximum position, then maximum resistance, which is 10 kilo ohms, is added to the circuit. So in a potentiometers, the resistance is linearly spread. Okay, the potentiometers, the resistance is linearly spread, right? So according to the wire which are wounding, there are two types: wire wound potentiometers and continuous potentiometers. In wire wound potentiometers, I will take a wire, metallic wire, resistive wire, and I will wound it on this mandrel. ఓకే, ఒక గొట్టంలా ఉంటుంది కదమ్మా మనకి పొటెన్షియోమీటర్ చూస్తే మీరు, అది ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ మ్యాండ్రల్. మనం దాని మీద వైర్ ని వూండ్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ వైర్ వూండ్ పొటెన్షియోమీటర్, రైట్? లీనియర్లీ స్ప్రెడ్ అయి ఉంటుంది పొటెన్షియోమీటర్ యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్ అన్నది. ఓకే, సో ఐ హ్యావ్ సమ్ డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఇన్ యూజింగ్ దిస్ వైర్ వూండ్ పొటెన్షియోమీటర్స్. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ if the distance between two wires is very less. Okay, if the distance between two wires of ఇదొక వైర్ కదా పొటెన్షియోమీటర్ లో, ఇదొక చుట్టాను, తర్వాత ఇంకో కనెక్ట్ తీసుకుంటాను, మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. ఓకే, ఇదిగోండి, ఇది ఒక చుట్టా, ఇక్కడ నేను ఇక్కడ ఇంకో చుట్టాను, ఈ పక్కన ఇంకో చుట్టాను కదా. ఆర్ యు గెటింగ్ మీ? రిప్లై.
Yes, sir.
Right, so here I am winding this potentiometer such that these two wires are very near anamata, very near. They are very close to each other. Okay, if I wound potentiometer wire such that the adjacent wire windings are very near, So what will happen means, let us suppose this is the wire and this is another wire. Okay, if I wound such that if the distance is very small, like this, which I have shown you in this diagram. Okay, which I have shown you in this diagram. So what will happen means, intercapacitance effects will occur. Okay, what is the capacitor? Two parallel plates, in between there is a dielectric material. So here what will happen? This wire acts as one parallel plate of a capacitor, and this wire acts as one parallel plate of a capacitor, and this wire acts as another parallel plate of a capacitor. In between there is a mandrel. Mandrel means dielectric material now. Okay, now it acts as a capacitance. So intercapacitance effects will increase if I wound these uh, wires very adjacent to each other. Very adjacent to each other. So there's a problem for me. So what I will do is I have to maintain a proper distance, a constant and proper distance throughout the windings. Okay, in this diagram I have shown in a awkward way. Okay, so if you see here, if you see this potentiometer, see here the distance between two wires, two windings. This is one winding and this is another winding. Okay, so the distance between successive windings is constant and there are somewhat uh, apart from each other. Okay, somewhat distant apart from each other. కొద్ది మనం డిస్టెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తూ ఉండాలండి. ఓకే, in order to, if I use wire wound potentiometers. So if I wind wires with some big gaps like this, then what will happen means total resistance of potentiometer will reduce. So if I want to make 10 kilo ohm potentiometer, then I have to take a long bar. With large gaps in order to uh, overcome this intercapacitance effects. Okay, which is not possible, right? So what will I do is uh, I will go for continuous potentiometers. Okay, I will go for continuous potentiometers. So what is this continuous potentiometer? Continuous potentiometer means in continuous potentiometer, I will take a mandrel, which is a base material again, Excuse. Oh shit. Uh, uh. Okay. In continuous potentiometer, I will take mandrel again. This is mandrel, means a base material. This is a base material. Okay. This is a mandrel over which what I will do is so this is a positive terminal and this is negative terminal. Okay, on this mandrel, what I will do is I will place a metallic sheet over it. Okay, I will take a metallic sheet like this and I will fold this sheet on this mandrel. Means ఎలాగైతే మనం పుస్తకాలకి అట్టేస్తామో, ఓకేనా, పుస్తకాలకి ఎలా మనం పైన అట్టేస్తాము, అట్టలేస్తాం కదా చిన్నప్పుడు స్కూల్లో వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు, రైట్? అలాగా ఏం చేస్తామంటే మనం ఎలా చొక్కా వేసుకుంటాం, అలాగా what we will do is this mandrel is covered with this metallic sheet such that intercapacitance effects are minimized. Okay, Nandi. ఇంక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పాలంటే మీకు if you go to sweet shops, okay, if you go to sweet shops, okay, what they will do, కలాకాన్, లేకపోతేనేమో నెక్స్ట్ వాట్ ఇస్ కాజు బర్ఫీ, ఓకే, రౌండ్ కాజు బర్ఫీ, వీటికి ఏం చేస్తారంటే పైన ఒక సిల్వర్ పేపర్ వేస్తారు. ఓకేనా, గుర్తుందా, మీకు గుర్తొస్తుందా? అలా లేకపోతే సింపుల్ గా ఎలాగైతే చాక్లెట్ పైన మనం వేఫర్ చుడతామో ఆ విధంగా ఈ ఈ మెటాలిక్ ఫ్రేమ్ ని మనము ఈ మ్యాండ్రల్ మీద మనం కప్పేస్తాం అనమాట. ఓకేనండి. సో ఐ విల్ వూండ్ this metallic sheet, I will cover this metallic sheet on this mandrel such that it is called continuous potentiometers. Means here the discontinuity is here. There is air gap between two successive metallic wires, but here there is no air gap or mandrel between these two, and I will take a mandrel and just I will cover this metallic sheet on this mandrel. This is called continuous type potentiometer, and for this also I have a wiper. Okay, the working of potentiometer is same. It is called continuous potentiometer, right? If I use continuous potentiometers, then I can able to measure very small displacements also. Very small displacements also I can measure. Okay, rather than this wire potentiometer. Okay, based upon structure, there are three types of potentiometers, not two. Here I have shown only two here. Okay, there are three types of potentiometers, right? Three types of potentiometers. Okay, first one is linear potentiometer. Okay, means this one. There is a linear potentiometer which we have uh, uh, discussed it till now is the linear potentiometer, right? And this is a rotary potentiometer. This is a rotary potentiometer. Example for rotary potentiometer, here the rotary potentiometer, the function of rotary potentiometer is as same as linear potentiometer, right? Such that here in this potentiometer, in this linear potentiometer, the mandrel is straight one. Okay, the mandrel, you can see it is a straight bar here, right? But in rotary potentiometer, the mandrel is in circular shape. Okay, and generally, we can see these rotary potentiometers in our homes. Okay, to regulate fan speed. Is a potentiometer. Okay, fan regulator is a potentiometer, right? I'm using here a rotary potentiometer, right? So the working is same, right? And third one is linear potentiometer, rotary potentiometer, and third one is helical potentiometer, also called helical pot. Okay, helical pot means the helical potentiometer should be like this. Okay, this is the potentiometric wire. This is the potentiometric wire. So the rotary potentiometer is like this. Means in linear potentiometer, the wiper moves linearly in a straight path. But in rotary potentiometer, it will not move straight. It will move in circular mode. Okay, this is the wiper. Okay, this is the wiper. It will move in a circular position, right? But in helical potentiometers, this wiper move in both formats, linearly, and also circularly. అంటే ఈ పొటెన్షియోమీటర్ వైపు మనకి ఎలా మూవ్ అవుతుందంటే ఇలా సర్క్యులర్ గా మూవ్ అవుతూ ముందుకొస్తూ ఉంటుందండి. ఇలా సర్క్యులర్ గా మూవ్ అవుతూ ముందుకొస్తూ ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఇది ఇలా రౌండ్లు తిరుగుతూ ఉంది, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం స్ట్రైట్ గా ముందుకు వస్తూ ఉంది. దట్స్ వై ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ హెలికల్ పాట్. Okay, there are three types of helical potentiometers, right? So this is about potentiometers, and we will use these potentiometers much more for the measurement of displacement. Okay, we will again talk about these concepts in our next unit. Right? And now I'm moving on to next, the most important one, thermistors. Okay, thermistors. So I will go to diagram directly, and I can tell you in this diagram, right? So what is thermistor? What is thermistor? Anyone have idea? Please reply. I am waiting for your reply.
No, sir.
Thermistors. Okay. Thermistor means thermal resistor. Thermal resistor. Okay. Thermal plus resistance or resistor. The words which combine to give a term called thermistor. Right? So, so here, here, thermistor is used to measure very low temperatures. Okay, thermistor is used to measure very low temperatures. Okay, very low temperatures. Right? But in this slide which I got from internet, I have some mistake here. Okay, right? Thermistors are not used to measure this much high temperatures. Minus 1,000 degrees centigrade to plus 200 degrees centigrade is a big blunder. It's a big blunder. Okay. Generally, thermistors are used to measure temperatures from minus 60 degrees centigrade, minus 60 degrees centigrade to plus 20 degrees centigrade. Very low measurement of temperature requires thermistors. Okay, there are some thermistors which can measure from minus 100 degrees centigrade, 100 degrees centigrade to plus 60 degrees centigrade, plus 60 degrees centigrade. These are the general ranges of thermistor over which you are using, right? So, uh, in order to move in depth about thermistors, let us see what are the types of thermistors. Right? Thermistors are available in 4 types maximum. This washer type we don't use much more. Okay. So first one is disc type. Second one is probe type. Third one is bead type. Fourth one is rod type. There are 4 types of thermistors, thermal resistors. Okay, they're used to measure very low temperatures. So, can you give me an example for for a thermistor in which circuit it is used? Can you give me some examples of equipments, electronic equipments or devices which use thermistors? Examples చెప్తారా అమ్మా? ఎక్కడ థర్మిస్టర్స్ నాకు ఉపయోగిస్తారు ఎక్కువగా? రిప్లై ఇవ్వాలి. Where these thermistors can be used? I am telling you that thermistors are used to measure low temperatures. Okay. So can you give me examples of devices or equipments which use thermistors to measure low temperatures? Example చెప్తారా? AC, air coolers, fridge. Okay. So these instruments will use thermistors as a sensor to measure temperature. అవునా కదా? So let us suppose Okay, in a couple of minutes, I will tell you that how these thermistors can be used in these ACR fridges. Okay, so let us talk something about thermistors before getting into circuits in which they are used. Okay, so thermistors are thermal resistors. Okay, so there are available in four modes, right? Four types. First one is disc type, second one is probe type, third one is bead type, and fourth one is rod type, right? So in AC air conditioners, okay, I will use rod type thermistor. I will use rod type thermistor, right? So depending upon application, we will use different types of thermistors which are suitable, and depending upon application, we will use thermistors over which the range is satisfied, or which the range is satisfied. Okay, generally the range is minus 60 degrees centigrade to plus 20 degrees centigrade, or if I go for rod type thermistors, very high sensitivity thermistors, then it will measure temperature from 100 degrees centigrade to plus 60 degrees centigrade. Okay, this is plus. Okay, minus 100 to plus 60, minus 100 to plus 60, right? Minus 100 to plus 60 is the range, maximum range. Okay, not 1000, minus 1000 to plus 2000. It is it's absolutely wrong. It is, right? So, so here, thermistor is a characteristic. Okay, thermistor is a characteristic such that if temperature increases, if temperature increases, resistance decreases drastically. Resistance decreases drastically. Okay, if temperature increases, resistance of the circuit, resistance of thermistor decreases drastically. ఓకేనండి, మీన్స్ టెంపరేచర్ కనుక పెరిగితే ఈ థర్మిస్టర్ యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్ తగ్గిపోతుందండి. ఓకే, జస్ట్ నౌ హౌ టోల్డ్ యూ దట్ థర్మిస్టర్ ఈజ్ ఏ రెసిస్టివ్ ట్రాన్స్డ్యూసర్. ఓకే, థర్మిస్టర్ కమ్స్ అండర్ this resistive transducers, right? So thermistors are basically thermal resistors, means its resistance changes with respect to temperature. Okay, so thermistor works on a principle: if temperature increases, resistance decreases drastically, means it has high sensitivity. Okay, thermistor has high sensitivity. Sensitivity of sensitivity of sensitivity is very high, very high. Sensitivity is oh, I will take another color. Sensitivity is very high for thermistors. Okay, sensitivity is very high for thermistors, right? And next thing next thing I have to say is, it is a negative temperature coefficient device. NTCD అంటామండి దాన్ని. Negative temperature coefficient device means if temperature increases, resistance decreases. This, if a material has this property, then it is called negative temperature coefficient device. Okay, so if I want to draw a graph, between if I want to draw a graph between resistance and temperature. Okay, let's see here. In this x-axis, I'm going to draw temperature. On y-axis, I'm going to draw resistance. So if resistance is, if temperature is low for for this sensor thermistor, if temperature is low, then resistance is very, very high. Resistance is very, very high, right? If temperature is low, then resistance is very, very high. Okay, resistance is very, very high. If temperature goes on increasing, if I go on increasing temperature, then resistance will drop. Resistance will drop. Okay, drastically. Resistance will drop drastically. Okay, so these are the points I can say. That's what I can say. So if I combine all these points, I will get a graph like this. I will get a graph like this. Okay. So if resistance is high, if temperature is high, resistance is low. Resistance is low. If temperature is low, then resistance is high. If temperature is low, then resistance is high. If temperature is high, then resistance is low. Okay. Likewise, they are the characteristics of this thermistor. Okay. It has negative temperature coefficient. It is very, very suitable for high precision measurements. Why? Because since it has high sensitivity, a smallest change in temperature also affects resistance drastically. That's why it is used to measure temperature, to control temperature, and also temperature compensation is also in temperature compensation circuits also it is used. So it's all our applications for thermistor. Okay, Randy. And now how I can use this thermistor? Then how I can use this in thermistor? Okay. So let us move on to usage of this thermistor. Okay. Is it clear for you till now? ఇప్పటిదాకా ఓకే అంటే మీకు అర్థమైందా?
Yes, sir.
Right. And next, right here in this slide, let us suppose I'm drawing one circuit here. Okay. See here, this is the symbol for thermistor. This is the symbol for thermistor. Okay. I'm giving here supply. I'm not drawing exact circuit. Okay. I'm not drawing exact circuit, but I want to convey information how it is used. That's it. Okay. I am not drawing total compensation circuit, total everything. Right. Let us suppose this is compressor. This is compressor, AC compressor. Okay, Nandi, AC compressor. This is voltage source which I am giving here, and this is thermistor. This is thermistor. Okay. THERMISTER. I am writing a shortcut, thermistor. Right. So what will happen in your room? You are setting temperature as 18 degrees. Okay. మీరు ఏసీ వాడుతున్నారండి, మీరు ఏసీ వాడుతున్నారు ఇంట్లో, 18 degrees కి సెట్ చేశారు టెంపరేచర్ని. అంటే ఏం చేయాలి? 18 degrees దా కూల్ అయిపోవాలి లోపల టెంపరేచర్. ఓకేనా? బట్ లెట్ us suppose atmospheric temperature. Let us suppose atmospheric temperature in the room. Okay. Let us suppose this is set point. Okay, Nandi? This is set point, right? Set point means this is the temperature you want to maintain. So by using remote control, you are putting temperature 18 degrees centigrade. Let us suppose. Okay. But in the room, the temperature is 27 degrees centigrade. Or let us suppose in summer it is above 38 in the room. Okay. 30 degrees ఉందండి. So this thermistor senses room temperature. This is room temperature. Okay, this is room temperature, right? This is room temperature. This thermistor senses the room temperature, which is 38 degrees centigrade. Okay, 38 degrees centigrade, and the set point given to this controller is 18 degrees centigrade. So what will happen? The thermistor senses room temperature. Thermistor senses room temperature and compares with set point. Okay, set point 18 degrees అంటే బాగా కూల్ అవ్వాలండి. బట్ టెంపరేచర్ ఎంత ఉందండి? 38 ఉందన్నమాట. అంటే బాగా వేడిగా ఉంది. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది? థర్మిస్టర్ టేక్స్ దిస్ టెంపరేచర్. ఇట్ సెన్సెస్ దిస్ టెంపరేచర్. Okay, just now I told you, if temperature is increased, resistance will decrease. And if temperature decreases for thermistor, if temperature decreases, then resistance increases. Then resistance increases. Okay, if temperature decreases, then resistance increases. Okay, this is how it will work. This is what and how it will work. Okay, so here thermistor takes this temperature, which is high temperature, and then what will happen? Resistance of this thermistor will decreases. Okay, if resistance decreases, what will happen? More current flow through compressor. More current flow through compressor. Okay, and it will blow cool air into room. It will blow cool air into room. When it will blow cool air into room, what will happen? This temperature starts decreasing. It is now 30 degrees centigrade. 30 degrees centigrade. But even then, to this 30 degrees centigrade, this thermistor will sense. Okay, and it compares with the set point, right? So room temperature is 30 and set point is 18 degrees centigrade. So it will start maintaining resistance at the same level, so that the current I increases here, the current I to the compressor go on supplying. Then cool air is blown into the room. Okay, let us suppose now the room temperature is also 18 degrees centigrade. It is also now 18 degrees centigrade. So what will happen? This 18 degrees centigrade is what I have put as a set point. So now thermistor, what is happening? Temperature is reducing now. Temperature reduces now. When temperature reduces, what will happen? When temperature reduces, what will happen? Resistance increases. If resistance of thermistor increases, will the current flow through the compressor? No. Then compressor stops working. So అలా మన కంప్రెసర్ ఆగిపోతుంది. మళ్ళీ ఎప్పుడైతే రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్ పెరిగిందో, when the room temperature increases again, then resistance of thermistor decreases again, such that more current flow into the compressor and the cool air is blown into the compressor. Okay, this is what happens throughout the circuit. Okay, అలా మనకి థర్మిస్టర్ అన్నది టెంపరేచర్ మెజర్ చేయడానికి ఉపయోగిస్తాము, టెంపరేచర్ కంట్రోల్ చేయడానికి కూడా ఉపయోగిస్తాము థర్మిస్టర్ ని. ఓకేనండి, రైట్? So these are the points which we have to make clear about thermistor. Okay, let us move on to our slide now. And moreover, thermistors are made of semiconductors. That's why if temperature increases, resistance decreases. Okay, so these are the points which we have discussed so far. Thermistor is a contraction of the word thermal resistor. I have told you. Thermal means temperature, resistor means resistance. So the resistance of this device varies with temperature. Okay, so the resistors depending upon temperature are called thermal resistors, simply thermistors. thermistors have negative temperature coefficient only, not positive temperature coefficient. Okay, but there are some other devices. See here, don't confuse with this point. Okay, don't confuse with this point. Okay, there are two types of devices. First one is negative temperature coefficient device, and second one is positive temperature positive temperature coefficient device. Negative temperature coefficient means if temperature increases, resistance decreases. Resistance decreases. This is called negative temperature coefficient. Coming to positive temperature coefficient, if temperature increases, then resistance also increases. It is called positive temperature coefficient device. Thermistors are examples for negative temperature coefficient devices. Negative temperature coefficient devices. There are some other devices which also comes under resistive transducers. Okay, but its resistance increases with increasing temperature. Those are called RTDs. RTDs are examples for resistive transducers which work on a principle positive temperature coefficient. Means if temperature increases, resistance also increases. So these 2 points have clubbed here. The resistance thermometers are also thermistors. Resistive thermometers are also not thermistors, temperature sensors. Temperature sensors, having positive temperature coefficient called RTD, used to measure temperature. Okay, but this thermistors are basically are negative temperature coefficient devices. Okay, so here the resistance of this thermistor decreases as temperature increases. Just now I told you. The negative temperature coefficient of thermistors can be as large as few percent of degree Celsius change in temperature, and they are very sensitive to. Yes, just now I told you that these thermistors are very sensitive to temperature. If temperature increases, resistance decreases. Okay, just now I have drawn you graph also. This is a temperature and this is resistance. This resistance and the graph is like this. If temperature increases, resistance decreases. See, thermistor is highly sensitive device. If I increase 1 degree centigrade temperature, rise in temperature, just 1 degree if I increase, then resistance decreases by 5%, which is very, very high. Resistance decreases 5%, which is very, very, very high. Means if I increase 1 degree centigrade rise in temperature, then resistance drops by 5%. That much highly sensitive is the thermistor is. Okay, thermistor is that much highly sensitive device. Okay, and they can detect very small temperatures also. Okay, and now construction. Just now I have told you that they are made up of semiconductors. Okay, and the semiconductors are mixed with some materials like metallic oxides such as manganese, nickel, cobalt, copper, iron, uranium, likewise. Okay. So the construction of so what are the materials I have to choose for the construction of thermistors means the materials whose resistance changes highly with respect to temperature are the materials I have to use to measure to construct thermistors. Okay, ఏ మెటీరియల్స్ కి అయితే కొంత టెంపరేచర్ పెంచితేనే రెసిస్టెన్స్ బాగా మారిపోయే గుణం ఉంటుందో అట్లాంటి మెటీరియల్స్ ని నేను ఉపయోగిస్తాను థర్మిస్టర్స్ కోసం అని చెప్పేసి. జనరల్ దీస్ ఆర్ మేడ్ ఆఫ్ సెమీ కండక్టర్స్ అండ్ ది సెమీ కండక్టర్స్ ఆర్ మిక్స్డ్ విత్ దీస్ మెటీరియల్స్ లైక్ cobalt, nickel, copper, iron, uranium, likewise impurities, some metallic oxides, likewise. Okay, thermistors are available in different types and sizes. Just now we have talked about this disc type, probe type, bead type, rod type, and washer type. Washer type is very less used thermistors. Okay, mostly rod type is used and bead type is used. Okay, sorry, mostly rod type is used and bead type is used. Okay, probe type thermistors are used in circumstances that to compatible with environmental conditions. ఓకే, ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ కండిషన్స్ కి తగ్గట్టు ఒక్కొక్కసారి ఏమవుతుందంటేనండి ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ కండిషన్స్ కి తగ్గట్టుగా ఉండాలండి. ఓకే, లేకపోతే డ్యూ టు సమ్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్స్ ఇవి మనకి పాడైపోయే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. లెట్ us టేక్ ఐరన్ బార్. ఇఫ్ ఐ ప్లేస్ ఐరన్ బార్ ఇన్ ఏ ఓపెన్ ఎయిర్ ఆఫ్టర్ 1 year ఏమైపోతుందండి, గాలితో రియాక్ట్ అయిపోయి తుప్పట్టేస్తుంది. సో అలా అవ్వకుండా లెట్ us టేక్ కాపర్. కాపర్ మీరు కనుక ఎక్కువ కాలం వాటర్ లో పెడితే కిలుం పట్టేస్తుంది, గ్రీన్ కలర్ లో మారిపోయి కిలుం పట్టేస్తుంది. సో ఇలా ఎన్వైరన్మెంటల్ క్యాపబిలిటీస్ ఉండాలండి. అందుకేం చేస్తామంటే ఈ థర్మిస్టర్ మీద ఒక ఒక గ్లాస్ తో కానీ లేకపోతేనేమో ప్లాస్టిక్ తో కానీ కోటింగ్ వేసేస్తాం అనమాట. ఓకేనా, ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ ప్రోబ్ టైప్. అలాగే బీ టైప్ కూడా చేస్తాం, అదే పని చేస్తాము. డిస్క్ టైప్ కూడా పైన మనం ప్రొటెక్టివ్ జాకెట్ అనేది వేస్తాం అనమాట. దీస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ ప్రొటెక్టివ్ జాకెట్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ యూజ్డ్ టు what you can say, protect this thermistors. Okay, this glass probes and beads, this glass probes and glass coated beads are used to protect the thermistors due to environmental wear and tear. Okay, so this is about thermistors, right? And these are used to measure and control low temperatures, not high temperatures like this. Okay, it's a blender. Okay, minus 62 plus 20 degrees centigrade or minus 100 to plus 60 degrees centigrade are the ranges of thermistors which we are generally using in industries to measure and control low temperatures. Okay, low temperatures, right? So this is about thermistor. In next class we will see about another type of resistive sensor, which is RTD. RTD means resistive temperature device. Resistive temperature device. Okay, and these all for today, and we will we'll discuss another topics, more topics on this resistive thermometers in next class. Okay, any doubts?
No,
Any
sir.
doubts? అర్థమవుతుందా?
Yes, sir.
క్లియర్ గా ఉందా కాన్సెప్ట్?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే నాన్న. అంటే ఒకళ్ళే రిప్లై ఇస్తే మిగతా వాళ్ళు లేరా? మిగతా వాళ్ళు ఎవరును?
ఉన్నాను సార్.
మరి రిప్లై ఇవ్వాలి కదా, మీకు అర్థమవుతుందో తెలియట్లేదు కదా నాకు.
చెప్తుందని.
ఓకే నాన్న, రైట్. మరి చాలా వైండ్ అప్.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, రైట్. 208 ఎవరండి?
సార్ నా పేరు నవీన్ సార్.
నవీన్. ఓకే ఓకే నవీన్, రైట్.